Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 49th episode of Live from the Adelphi PAC Living Room. My name is Blythe Daylong. I'm the Executive Director of the Adelphi University Performing Arts Center. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with Adelphi. Now, while we aren't able to have audiences in person, we continue to use this weekly show to bring Adelphi's talented students, faculty, alumni, staff, and other great guests to you each and every week. Now, while we have another great lineup of guests this week, so I'll be speaking with violinist Kristin Lee and pianist Jeremy Jordan in advance of their upcoming concert at Adelphi. Then we'll chat with Maestro Stefano Miceli to give a first listen to Friday's Adelphi Symphony Orchestra concert. And finally, we'll be joined by Brian Wilson, who will be singing live to give us a preview of Sunday's final Live from Adelphi concert. So to kick things off, it is my pleasure to welcome Kristin Lee and Jeremy Jordan. Hello, Kristin and Jeremy.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I am all right. How are you?
Good.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us and for being here and taking the time to do this as you guys prepare for Thursday night's concert. So I thank you in advance for taking the time and for sharing a couple of videos of performances with us. So before we start, why don't we start actually with if you can each introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your background in advance of then kind of using that to guide our discussion and to go from there. So maybe Kristin, if you want to start.
Sounds good. Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Kristin Lee. I play the violin. I grew up mostly in New York City, but I was born in South Korea. I studied at the Juilliard School where I actually met Jeremy. So Jeremy and I were colleagues at the Juilliard School. Right now, I do a lot of solo performances, and I also play a lot of chamber music, primarily with the Chamber Music Society Living Center. And I also run my own chamber music series out in Seattle called the Emerald City Music. So, and then recently, I actually just had great news of being appointed as the assistant professor at the Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music. So I'll be starting this fall. So
oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
Awesome. And my name is Jeremy Jordan. As Kristin said, the two of us actually met at Juilliard when we were students there. And I was studying classical piano, and I've been playing piano for pretty much my whole life. I'm originally from Chicago. I come from a pretty musical family. And so they sort of got me started in investigating a lot of things from a young age, from sort of like analog recording technology and like improvisation and, all sorts of things like that. And I've sort of used all of those influences to kind of build myself into the musician that I am today. So yeah, that's that's kind of how I got my start. That's how I met Kristin.
That's fantastic. And it's such an interesting it's an interesting combination, not on its surface, because everyone is used to, okay, I'm going to go to a violin recital and they are likely playing with a piano, right? But you guys aren't really doing classical music. You're not a traditional, violin and piano recital sort of situation. So, we have a couple of pieces to share tonight, as I mentioned, so to give everybody a little bit better sense of what to expect from your concert on Thursday, because I think it's going to be really fantastic. And I want to make sure that people understand that exactly what it is and what it's about. And so before you tell us more about the concert itself, why don't we take a look at the first of those clips? So tell us about this first piece that we're going to hear.
Sure. Well, I'll just give you a little bit of a background to how this whole program and my collaboration with Jeremy came about.
Absolutely.
We started playing together maybe about 2 seasons ago, and it really actually came from my personal curiosity in wanting to learn how to improvise and also having a lot of interest in other genres of music. So my background being primarily classical music, and also actually my performing career is primarily in classical music. I've always been looking for outlets to try something new and different. And I reconnected with Jeremy, seeing him being so capable with improvisation and jazz performance and just very different sorts of genres, and also equally incredible playing Chopin and Liszt and Bach and all these wonderful classical Thanks. And so I asked him if he wants to collaborate, if he could teach me a little bit more in this realm. And we realized that what we were doing is very much the essence of what American sound really is about, because, the American, that's all about melting pot, like I'm American myself and, a naturalized citizen, and knowing that I have a different background from South Korea, but then now that I'm here and able to consider myself as an American, and music is very much the same in that sense with American sound. And so that's kind of the idea. So the theme of the program is really delving much into what the idea of American sound really is. So this first piece that you're going to be hearing is going to be on our program, and it's going to finish off our program. And this is the first of the 4 rags that a good colleague of mine and a wonderful, fantastic pianist / composer, John Novacek, had written for himself on the piano and has been arranged on the violin and piano. And it's basically his version of the ragtime. It's called Intoxication because the idea is that it's supposed to sound like a rag, but just a little bit too crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, that's the piece. So this is what you're going to be hearing now.
Great. Well, here we go. So fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Definitely.
great, so fast, and obviously a nice closer for a show. So that's great. And you said that that's one of 4 pieces that kind of go together, right?
Yes, so the title of the piece is called 4 Rags, and this is the first out of the 4 movements, and there are basically introducing 4 different types of American sounds that are related to the ragtime period, and also ragtime. And also, maybe Jeremy, I'm sorry, I'm talking so much. I'll let you give you the chance to talk, but that actually video is from our recording session. So we recorded this and we're turning it into an album. So we were able to capture some moments from the recording session that we were having. So that's what that context was. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's going to be excellent, and an excellent thing to look forward to. So we're getting kind of a preview of that at our show on Thursday then.
That's right. Yeah.
Great. So we have one more piece that we're going to share. Before we get to that, tell us a little bit more about what exactly we can expect on Thursday's concert that you're going to be doing live in our concert hall from Adelphi. So to talk, you've titled it Americana. You explained a little bit about what that means in this context before that piece, but just tell us a little bit more about the Thursday's program.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think there's probably the most important thing to mention is that many of the composers whose music we'll be performing are still around. So we're going to be playing a piece by a friend of mine named Jonathan Raganese, who's an incredible saxophonist and composer. And it's a pretty interesting piece of music because I'd say about 80% of it is written out in a traditional sense, like you would expect in a regular sort of chamber music setting. But then there's elements of it that involve some improvisation. So it's different every time when we perform it. And it's really cool. It's called Non-Poem Number 4. So it's the fourth of this series of non-poems that Jonathan wrote, and he was very gracious because I remember when Kristin put this program together, he had originally written it for piano and winds, and when I told him what we were doing, he very kindly made an arrangement for violin, piano, especially for us. So
Oh, great.
yeah, we'll be performing that, and we'll also be performing one of my compositions, one of my own works, and then also a few of my arrangements of some pretty standard jazz repertoire. So it should be a lot of fun. And then maybe want to talk about the rest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sort of going off on a lot of the current climate and the things that are very important to us right now, we wanted to make sure to include some names that perhaps haven't been really noticed. A lot of the female composers, and as well as some Black composers as well. So we are playing a piece by Florence Price called Adoration, and it's a beautiful tune that's been arranged for violin and piano. And then we're also playing a piece by probably one of the most beloved female composers, Amy Beach, that is probably more on the classical realm, and it's this gorgeous, gorgeous piece called Romance. This actually our sort of our newer piece on this program, but we thought it would be very important to include some female composers as well. So we'll
Great.
be including those, and and then there will be just a lot of variety. I also included a piece by Filipino American composer named Patrick Castillo, and it's for solo violin titled Cirque. And his writing is extremely atonal, and it's short, but with a lot of extended technique. And so it's a little bit more of a different kind of contemporary piece. So I think there is going to be something for everybody on this program.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's a nice way to show the variety, have a theme, but also throw some other things in there to throw people off a little bit, which is always nice, right? You know, and also I think then show the connections between these pieces that maybe people wouldn't have put together otherwise.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Yeah.
So we have another clip from your recording session. Tell us about this second piece that we're going to hear next.
Sure. So this is a beautiful composition called Monk's Mood. It's written by Thelonious Monk, probably one of the most influential jazz pianists of the 20th century. And this piece is, in my opinion, it's his most beautiful. Although he has so many beautiful compositions, I think this is the one that I kind of enjoy the most. And when we were sort of looking for one sort of last piece to complete the album, because we had a program of things that we had performed in recital and we had taken all over the country, and we were thinking, but hey, live performance is one thing, but an album is kind of a different listening experience. And so we were looking for one last piece to sort of complete it all, and we were like, this is perfect. So this was sort of the gem of the recording, and we're happy that we got it on video so we can share it with you now.
Great, excellent. Well, enjoy. So lovely, and such a nice contrast to the first piece.
Yeah.
And I think really gives a good sense of the range of the thing while still being in the same genre. So really nicely done, and I'm really looking forward to this one, and especially because I get to be there in person. So,
Awesome.
but before we talk about the concert itself, let me first say I encourage everyone watching to visit each of your websites to find out more about you. Kristin's website is violinistkristinlee.com. Jeremy's is his full name.com. And I encourage folks to head to both of those. You both have lots of videos there, information about your recordings, both individually and eventually your recordings together, as well as your concerts when we're able to do such things again, but also some of the online stuff that you're doing. So again, both of those websites are there, and I encourage folks to head to those. And then, of course, your concert at Adelphi is this Thursday. That is Thursday, April 29th. It is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is, as I mentioned, coming live from our concert hall. We are very excited to have that going on. Tickets are $10, but I am feeling extremely generous, so I'm going to give out on here our secret discount code that if you use the code Americana when you check out, that ticket will be free. So hopefully we can get more people to watch and more people to join in. So I do encourage everyone to head, as always, to our website pac.adelphi.edu. Tickets are there. Share that with your friends. Encourage them to join and come in for that. And again, that is this Thursday, April 29th, 7:30 p.m. Use that code Americana for a free ticket. But otherwise, I do. It's going to be really fantastic. Anything else you guys want to say before we move on?
Just thanks for having us. We're very much looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're very, very excited. We're it's one of our favorite things to play, so I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
It's going to be really great. And Kristin, I also will thank you. I know on Friday morning you're doing a workshop for high school, and some of our students will be there too. So thank you in advance for that. We always love making those connections and having things like that happen. So that's really great. And again, thank you both, and we look forward to seeing your show on Thursday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right.
Take care.
Take care, you guys. So that is this Thursday. As I mentioned, if you head to our website, pac.adelphi.edu, there are a lot of fantastic concerts coming up and other events. There's a theater show not too far away. There's another dance performance coming next month. And, we get really busy around this time of year. It is the end of the semester for us. There's a lot going on. So, and things are still being added to the website. There's a few things we're working out the details for, so they aren't quite there yet. So while you're on the website, make sure to check out everything that's coming up, sign up for our email list, and be sure to do that. I'm rearranging my notes for a second because we're rearranging things on the show a little bit for what the original plan was. So we have been able to bring a series of great guest artists to Adelphi, and therefore to you at home, through our Live from Adelphi concert series. Now, the last one of those is this Sunday, and here to give us a sneak peek at this concert is one of the performers who's going to be a part of that concert, Brian Wilson. Hello, Brian.
Hello there. How can you hear me? Everything is good?
I absolutely can hear you, yes.
Wonderful.
In your great radio voice, it's deep voice night tonight on the show.
It is.
Jeremy had a great deep voice. You've got it's excellent. It's good.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I'm excited to have you at Adelphi on Sunday as part of this. Now, you're based here in New York City. You have toured the U.S. and Canada in a little musical that people probably heard of called Cats, but also have had a great concert career. You've done lots of things at 54 Below. A lot of our viewers and people here are certainly familiar with that fantastic venue that I cannot wait to go back to. But you also do a lot of these shows with Scott Coulter and Spot On Entertainment, and his Music of the Nights show, and some other great things like that. But more importantly, as far as I'm concerned, you also have performed at Dollywood, which pretty much is all I would want to talk about for the rest of our time together. But I know that that's not how this works, and we have other things to do. But with all that, tell us a little bit about yourself as a performer and your background.
Well, I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee, and a fun fact here is when I graduated high school, our ceremony was on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. So I got my diploma where Hank stood, Elvis, Patsy, Loretta, all the great ones. From there, I went to Florida State University and went through their musical theater program. Moved to New York and waited tables until Cats decided to call. And I did 3 years. I was on the last national tour that was the Union Tour.
Okay.
And it finished New Year's Eve, 1999. So it's been a while since I've been in the suit, but there are pictures out there of me in makeup and easily found.
And floating away on a tire and all the things, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, funny thing is, when I got off the road, I came back to New York and did a couple of auditions, and because I hadn't auditioned in a long time, I developed, say, audition fright. Not necessarily stage fright. No problem singing in front of 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Yeah.
But 5 people behind a desk was just terrifying. So I said, very similar to Neil Diamond, I said, I'm done with this. And I walked away. He walked away for 3 or 4 or 5 years, I believe. I walked away for about 10 years. I didn't sing a lick until Scott Coulter gave me a call. He put together an Elvis show, a symphonic Elvis show that we toured for about 3 years in Canada and the U.S. And he and my friend Johnny Rogers, who was another performer and the arranger of the show, pulled me back in because they needed that bass voice. And I really owe a lot to Scott Coulter for getting me back in the game, because music for me, music is life. Music is somewhere I can go and there are no troubles. It's amazing.
That's fantastic.
It's affecting me right now. I'm kind of tearing up just thinking about music.
I mean, listen, I love it. And I love that you're going to be part of this show on Sunday, which we're going to talk more about in a minute. But you also are going to sing live for us, which is a thing that we don't get very often on here, because most people aren't set up for it in a way that it is easy and foolproof for them to do. But you've done enough of these things over the last year plus that
I did. I started a Friday night concert series during the pandemic. I called Friday Night Elvis, because I'm a huge Elvis fan.
Great.
I even have his autograph right here on my shoulder, tattooed in forever.
Nice. All right.
So I did a Friday Night Elvis series for a while. And then about halfway through the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I'm not really hanging out with my family that much because I'm singing so much. So I took a pause on that, and now I just pop in every once in a while and do a live little session.
It's great. I mean, yeah, I believe me, when I decided to do this as a weekly show back in April of last year, that my intention was not to still be doing it every week a year later. But so I feel your pain. But you know, we do what we got to do. So why don't we? I'm going to hand it over to you for a song, and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more.
All right. I just turned on my studio magic. Can you hear the reverb?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's start with a little Neil Diamond ballad that I believe I'm going to sing in the show. Hopefully this will start at the beginning. If not, we'll pause and rewind. Hello again, hello. Just called to say hello. I couldn't sleep at all tonight, and I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night when I'm here alone and you're there at home. Hello. Maybe it's been crazy and maybe I'm to blame, but I put my heart above my head. We've been through it all, and you loved me just the same. When you're not there, I just need to hear hello, my friend, hello. It's good to need you so. It's good to love you like I do, and to feel this way when I hear you say hello. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night, and I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Hello.
There's a lot of extra note at the end.
Very long. I don't know if I have the breath to hold that.
I mean, just in case, you never know.
Right. I'll work on that one.
I mean, also, I feel like, probably when you were singing more frequently, you could have held that more than you could right now when you're not singing as often. We've had a couple folks that have come in and done these concerts, and during sound check, they were like, oh, right, I haven't sang for an hour and 20 minutes.
Right. I actually did about did about a 2-hour session the other night.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Good. Good. Well, to find more great music from you, you have a lot of recordings that you've posted all over the internet, all over the place. Folks you've got it as your name, but I'm going to put it bigger that they can use hashtag not that Brian Wilson, because obviously if people just search for Brian Wilson, they're going to find someone very different. So this is a great way that you tag your stuff so that it's easier to find. And I do encourage folks to do that because, obviously you just did something with Queensboro last week and some other great things over this time. As you said, your Elvis shows that you did a lot of and in the beginning of things and all of that kind of stuff. So
I have to give a little credit for my friend Lee Lessig. He is a cabaret singer, well-known cabaret singer who.
Oh yeah, of course.
Who hashtagged me while he was a part of the Elvis show also. So he hashtagged me on Instagram with that, and I saw not many people were using it. So I decided to take over that hashtag and just hit everything I got. So 99% of everything on Not That Brian Wilson is me.
That's it's great. It's clever, and yeah, I know Lee well. We have done some things together, and I talk to him every now and again about bringing folks in and some of his shows too. So yeah, he's another one that's been doing a show online. I think almost every week for this whole time too.
Yeah, cocktail interview show. He's been doing that. I've been watching that too.
Great. I'm sorry. I'm emailing with the other person that's supposed to be on right now. So
okay.
I think we're figuring it out. We'll see. But so Sunday's show is called Rock and Radio. It is a celebration of pop hits from several decades, some great artists, some great big radio hits from the Frank Sinatra era and the Elvis era, all through some more contemporary stuff. And everything in between. You will be joined by the fantastic Natalie Douglas, Kelly Rabke, Blaine Krause, and of course Scott Coulter, all of whom have been at Adelphi a couple times as part of this Live from Adelphi series. So our folks that have seen those will remember them, but you're new to the group, which is, for us at least, I know you're not new to that group, but I'm excited to add you to this. And so do you have anything else you want to add about the concert and any additional information about maybe some of the stuff you're singing or what you know other folks are singing?
Yes, this weekend show is going to be fantastic. Every song you're going to hear is going to be a hit, and you're probably going to know the lyrics, and you're going to want to sing along. I think I'm going to sing another song here tonight, and it's definitely a sing-along, so I'm hoping everybody will sing and dance. It's an up-tempo one in their living rooms or in their car if you're watching in your car while you're driving. Who knows? Maybe you have a Tesla, and it's driving by itself, and you're watching us right now.
I mean, maybe listening. Maybe you're listening on YouTube in your car.
Right.
And
but this cast we have is the A team. And I just feel very honored that they asked me to join them. And
they're great. We did a holiday show at back in December, and then we did a movies and musicals show that was all songs from shows that have been both a musical on stage and on screen. And then I feel like we did one more, but I might be making that up. So, we did. You know what it is we did another thing with the Pacific Symphony as a little benefit for them that only they saw. So that's why it feels like they were there for one more thing because they were, but not everybody else saw it. So
a VIP concert.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. So the show again is Live from Adelphi Rock and Radio. It is this Sunday, May 2nd. At 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It will, if you aren't able to watch live, your ticket will allow you to watch the recording that'll be up through Wednesday. Or if you are able to watch it live, you'll be able to watch the recording again. So you don't have to be at your computer right on Sunday afternoon to watch. It's going to be a really fantastic show. It is our last show in this series. So I hope everyone will join us. Tickets to that, as with everything, are available on our website, which is pac.adelphi.edu. Now, you're going to sing one more song for us to close out the show, but I'm going to go and talk to Stefano about our orchestra concert, and then I'll come back to you in a few minutes.
You got it. Let
All
me
right, great.
Turn on the studio magic again.
I mean, I'll see you in a minute.
You got it.
All right, great. And so again, that show is coming up on Sunday, and as I mentioned, here it is. I'm trying to find out where my notes went. Okay, so that's on Sunday. So back to Friday. So on Friday, our Adelphi Symphony Orchestra is presenting their spring concert. So to tell us more about that, please welcome the music director of the orchestra, Professor Stefano Miceli. Hello, sir.
Hello, Blight. How are you?
I am all right. It is good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm sorry for the confusion about which link was which.
No. I'm sorry. I was trying to multiple devices. That's why.
It's all right. You're here now, and
Okay,
that's all that matters. So thank you so much for joining us. Now, how has this semester been going? Obviously, you're able to have some rehearsals in person with parts of the group, and to do some things. So how has the semester been with the orchestra?
I have to say that the experience for our students and faculty from the orchestra was excellent during this semester. They were running in a hybrid way because obviously we couldn't use the real presence of our wind and brass family, but it was also a nice experience for string players connected in virtual even during the rehearsals. So it was very interesting to find this distance in terms of modalities, but making music together and be connected into the sound even on a certain level that it's not only emotional but also technological.
It's great, and I think it really has been fascinating and wonderful to watch the great ways that dance and music and theater have all really made this work during all these times when you would think that and where a lot of places actually just sort of threw in the towel and just waited it out. Or went and did something else completely. But that you guys have adapted really well to finding ways to make this work and to really, in some ways, take advantage of the situation and focus on things that maybe you wouldn't have focused on as much in other ways and during normal times when you're doing everything else.
Right.
So I think it really has worked out well, and especially in putting together the program for this semester. I know in the fall we did a great program in connection with the United Nations and sort of celebrating their work and their academic institute and some of their anniversaries that they had going on. And so this semester you also have a little bit of a theme to the concert and are doing music that's a little different than the orchestra often does. So tell us about the concert that is being put together literally as we speak for this Friday.
Yeah, so I would start saying that first of all, the choice of the program was based on what we have done in the the past fall semester, because for the United Nations, obviously, I was trying to approach with the orchestra to a contemporary compositions and composers even still alive. And coming from different traditions from all over the country. For this spring semester and this concert coming up, actually, I was thinking last January to consider the possibility to connect the music as a partner to the other arts like dance and theater. And that's why I've chosen for a small selection by the Nutcracker Ballet Suite by Piotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. So 3 songs from the very representative and very popular from the Nutcracker. And then after that, the orchestra will perform a large selection of the Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saëns. So the period is extremely romantic. Late romantic period between Saint-Saëns from France and Tchaikovsky from Moscow. The styles are totally different, but what I was excited to do with the orchestra, and they were excited as well, was trying to understand how the music is so agile, versatile, and connected to the stage, not only staying on the stage to perform, but even to support the stage in a ballet suite like the Tchaikovsky's we are going to perform. Obviously, this is a musical version. So just, Tchaikovsky wrote 2 versions, one for the ballet and one just to be performed by the orchestra. So it's a reduction.
Okay.
But it's very exciting for the orchestra. It was actually very constructive, even because even if it was a ballet suite to perform, anyway, we were constantly exposed to the waves of the art of dance. And so it was very interesting for our students that actually live in a College of Fine Arts. So they
Right.
share the campus with the dance and the drama departments. And so it was very interesting to connect my students to this kind of experience through the music.
Which is great, and it is, it's a very similar kind of repertoire and a similar sounding stuff, but it does have a very different feel to it and a different kind of structure in a way when it is designed to be an accompaniment for something else, and not necessarily to stand on its own.
Right. I also would say that in Camille Saint-Saëns' selection by the Carnival of the Animals, it's interesting that each song has a soloist, like the Elephant is for double bass and piano, the Voliere is for flute solo and orchestra, and the Fossils is for percussions, xylophone, and orchestra. So I tried to expose even our talents as multiple soloists interacting into this music score. And that was also a great opportunity for them to be exposed as what they can do, not only as orchestral members, but even as soloists in partial parts, obviously.
That's great. And so, as I mentioned, this is another one where they've recorded their pieces somewhat individually, or maybe completely individually, and then the fantastic Dennis Sullivan is working hard to put all the pieces together, and is still working on that, and is still putting those pieces together. So what we're going to do tonight, we have one of the segments from the Carnival of the Animals.
Oh, nice.
That we're going to share, that that they will, that we'll see in its entire, in its finished form on Friday. But Dennis sent over us a beginning, at least the audio from it. So we're going to hear the audio with some visuals that kind of go along with it, but are just temporary until the final program on Friday. So anything you want to add about this piece?
Oh, yeah. This piece is the Aquarium. Actually, the two soloists are the two pianists, because this year we are having the privilege actually to have two pianists into the orchestra, Kevin and Matthew. So they are the soloists into the Carnival of the Animals, specifically into the Aquarium. Aquarium is a very nice atmosphere and sounds, because it wants to imitate the waves of the water and the life in the water. And so the presence of so many instruments interacting in a very delicate dialogue between the flute and the xylophone and strings, especially the highest part of the strings, like violins and violas, interacting just like with that kind of atmosphere surrounded by the water. So no particular accents, no particular, let's say, sounds in crashes. So it's very interesting that everything happens among instruments, and at the same time, in this kind of serenity of andamento of this music, the two pianists are really well exposed as a soloist. So I'm very happy about the rendition of our orchestra, and our students are always amazing.
Great. Well, I am happy to give everyone a sneak preview of Friday's concert. So enjoy. Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Great job by all of our students and everyone involved in putting that together. As I said, that is one tiny piece of the program that is coming your way on this Friday, April 30th. That is at 7:30 p.m. It is as with all of our student performances this year. There is no charge for this, but you do need to register for a ticket. So that is through our website, as everything is at pac.adelphi.edu. Head there to grab a ticket for the symphony concert this Friday night, 7:30. It's really going to be lovely. As you heard, they've really done a fantastic job with this music, and it's going to be a really lovely repertoire and a nice evening. Anything else you want to add for people to know?
Well, first of all, thank you, because I'm very happy that we collaborate all together at the Adelphi. Even I want to say that Danny Sullivan, our colleague, is the alter ego of the Adelphi Symphony during this pandemic period. And so I would like really invite everybody to join our team, feeling our musical atmosphere during this concert.
It's really going to be fantastic, and he really has done a nice job with all the stuff he's put together for us throughout the year. We're lucky that in addition to being a talented musician himself and leading a couple of our ensembles, he also has this skill set and has been able to step in and help with this during this time. So,
right,
absolutely, we're looking forward to it. And thank you for taking the time to be here. And,
thank you. It's a pleasure every time.
Thank you. And we'll see you on Friday.
Good.
All right, great. Take care.
See you soon. Bye.
Absolutely. And with that, we have almost come to the end of another program. As I said, we're going to have Brian back in just a minute for another song. As a reminder to everyone, once again, on Thursday night, this Thursday at 7:30, we have Kristin and Jeremy joining us live from the concert hall with their concert, Americana. Then on Friday, we have the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra at 7:30, as we mentioned, with their concert. And then on Sunday is our final Live from Adelphi show, Rockin' Radio, is Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. That one, it'll also be available on demand for a few days after. So if you aren't able to watch live, you can check that out. And, also there's a bunch of other stuff. There are 2 other shows going on this week. There's another show on Friday night. One of our students has put together a great production. On Saturday, our opera students have put together their program for the spring. On Saturday morning, there's a music education webinar. There's all kinds. It's crazy. It's I don't want to say it's too much, but it's right on the edge. And we kind of stay that way through the middle of May. And we're adding stuff all the time. There's things that we haven't quite finalized. So while you're on the website, make sure you sign up for our email list. We send an email once a week that kind of summarizes what's coming up for the next week. But you'll find things there, and there'll be more stuff added. So again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining us. I am going to bring Brian back. Brian, thank you so much for being here and your patience with us and for performing live. That is so fantastic. I really appreciate it. With that, I am going to thank everyone for watching. I'm going to thank Brian for taking the time to do this. Please, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, get vaccinated, do all those things so that we can get back into actual theaters and actual concert halls, and so that everyone can hear things live, not just me. Like, I've been loving it, but I would love to have everyone back. So, I mean, it's good. So thank you, Brian. I'm going to hand it over to you to finish this out.
You got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, everyone. This is going to be a sing-along, so I'm going to need your help. And it'll be a fun one to finish the night with. where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Was it in spring, and spring became the summer? Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hands touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would, but now I look at the night and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would, but now, oh, I want to thank everyone for taking a listen tonight, and please join us this Sunday. It's going to be so much fun. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline, I believe they never could. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline.